Bourgoin Jallieu of the French 5th Division get us underway in the claret and blue against top-flight side Reims, the last quarter-final place in this season's Coupe de France, up for grabs this evening. Reims in their away kit. It's in fact their Coupe de France shirts. You'll see that we go old school in the Coupe de France. It's a historic competition, the 108th edition this season, and we go 1 to 11, which is quite a nice touch for old-timers like me. Reims, top flight side on the attack, away by Jallieu, the hugely experienced captain of this 5th tier side, who took down Lyon in the last round. Lyon, the runners-up last season, beaten in a penalty shootout here. Safran and Bay with the throw, and that's fallen almost for Pierre Costa and scrambled away, not all too convincingly by Reims. Here come Bourgoin again. Zuma Diakite looking to counter. He stopped in his tracks, and it's a frenetic start to this cup tie, as you might expect. You can see that the quality of the pitch is perhaps not what the Reims players will be used to, and there's a lot of other markings on it. That's because the Bourgoin rugby team, which is actually far better known than the football team, they play their home games here. Nicely done by Bourgoin, just nicked it away from Atangana, but couldn't quite take full advantage. He's Hiroki Sekin. Called up to the senior Japan squad. Earlier in the season was Hiroki Sekin. He's only just joined Reims from Kashiwa Reysol. Had to drop out of that squad due to injury, which means there's only really 2.5 full Japan internationals on the pitch for Samba Diawaro's side. If you've missed the news from France in the last couple of days, you may well have been expecting to see Luca Elsner on the touchline for Reims. He was the full-time replacement for Will Still last summer, but he was relieved of his duties on Monday due to Reims' absolutely woeful form, winless in 9 in Liga since the 11th of October. And here come the home side, as you can tell from the roars from the crowd. Kosa, look out for him, he's usually very good on the ball, and then just does me the discourtesy of miscontrolling it out for a goal kick. Big night for Alexandre Oliero, turns 29 next week. Only his 3rd appearance for Reims, his first of the season. He was in goal last season when Reims were knocked out of the competition at the round of 32 in a penalty shootout against Sochaux, who incidentally are also based out this way, southeast, eastern France. Very chilly at this time of year. France moving the ball around nicely. Here's Sekin, almost dispossessed. Nakamura, Atangana, really promising young player, Nakamura. Out wide to Ito. That should be easy enough for Jay. It was a difficult bounce though, a lot of spin on the ball. And he felt that challenge. Well, hearts will be in mouths for Bourgoin Jallieu. I think there was an elbow in the face. Certainly an arm raised there from Oumar Diakite. It was, in fact, an awkward bounce for Ron J. He works in that man's company, so Jamel Colver, the owner, former player of Bourgoin Jallieu, will be worried on 2 counts for his goalkeeper and for his employee. Wonder if he'll give him a day off tomorrow if Bourgoin Jallieu go through to the Coupe de France quarterfinals. They do have big ambitions. As we get a look at Freddie Morel, who took charge at the club in the summer. That's number 6 there, Bilal Moumen. Been at the club since 2018, experienced member of the squad, just passing on the instructions from Morel. An early tweak perhaps to the tactics of the home side as Ron and Jay just gets a bit more treatment. So he took a blow in the face. The applause there, you see, for the backup goalkeeper. Coming from Soufiane Atik towards Mustafa Adi Güzel. But Soufiane Atik, the man who scored the penalty, as it's probably known in Bourgoin Jallieu, the penalty that knocked Lyon out in the last round. He works in a local primary school. Will we see him again this evening? Don't suppose the kids that he works with, maybe they will have been allowed to stay up and watch this one. It's past 9 p.m. local time. Seven minutes past, in fact, as you can see from your screen. Still 0-0 between 50 at Bourgoin Jallieu and top flight Reims. That's been a really busy week of Coupe de France action. All ties being played in midweek. Some big shocks as well. Dunkirk knocking out northern neighbours Lille on penalties. Lille, of course, in the Champions League. Well, that's nicely done through to Boskert, is it? It's a good chance too. And the flag is up, and the excitement can die down now. Oliero was out smartly. He wasn't to know the flag had gone up. It's well offside. Was indeed Boskert. In fact, he just allowed the ball to run away from him. Decent first touch, but it was the second or third touch that was the problem. Here's Atangana. Close to Sekin. John Patrick, a new signing for us. Madrid born to an Irish father. Could have played for Spain, Ireland or Cameroon via his mother. It's comfortably cut out by Cedric Kipre, who got the goal against Monaco in the last round for Reims, as Jay comes out smartly as well. Kipre got the goal. Missed in the penalty shootout, but Reims still going through. Reims just starting to find their feet. Here's Diakon, back to John Patrick. Nearly caught in possession, but gets it through to Sekin, away by Nierla. Atangana helps it on to Songui. Now Diakon. France under 21 international. Easy enough for Jay. Nobody there in a white shirt at the near post. Tremendous scenes after Ronan Jay. Not quite single-handedly knocked Lyon out of the Coupe de France last time out. 7,000 in here this evening. There's probably a party already going on in the centre of the town. There's a big screen being put up by the authorities. A further 1,000 fans expected to watch the game from there. Tickets, as you can imagine, have been hot property. Here's Sangui. Kipre across to Sakine, seeing a lot of the ball in these early stages. It's only his second appearance for Hiroki Sakine. Nakamura, Ito, Sakine, the Japanese players linking up. Atangana. Wayward from Ito. Nakamura tries to make the most of it, but Bourgoin get it away. Struggling to put things together though at the minute. Oh, the home side. France moving it around nicely. As Mr. Tual has clearly heard something he didn't quite enjoy from Pierre Corsair. That was an industrial challenge from Wilson Mendy. Atangana. There's been a good flow to this one though. Mr. Tual allowing a little bit to go. It is a cup tie after all. Here's Bourgoin's Joris Mendy, former France youth international actually. Played 4 times at under-16 level alongside the likes of Alain Saint-Maximin and Harold Makudi, who went on to play senior international football for Ivory Coast. Here's Mendy again. And this is promising from the home side. Kosek, men in the middle, looking for Boskert. Ambert, heavy strapping on that left knee. Matthias Ambert, he's going to have his work cut out down that left-hand side for Bourgoin with Ito and Sakine, and here comes Ito, and that's nicely cleared up by Mendy. Here's Moumet. Mujecki, he's got real quality. Nice ball too. Boskert does superbly well. And the first save of any real significance comes from the Reims goalkeeper, Alexandre Oliero. Well worked by Boskert. Got away from Mori Bane, the new Reims signing. Playing slightly out of position, Bane, usually a defensive midfielder, the Ivorian. Called into action at centre-back this evening. How much has that rattled us? Samba Diawara, former Mali international himself, comes from a footballing family. You may remember his brother, Fousseni Diawara, played in the top flight with Ajaccio. In his second spell as interim coach, as Diawara's dangerous ball comes in. Hasn't been dealt with, but Bourgoin regroup. Sangui. Kipre across to Barnet. Now space for John Patrick. The shooting opportunity was there, and it was quickly closed down by Moumet. Atangana. Euro under-17 winner with France in 2022 was Valentin Atangana, in a team that featured the likes of Paris Saint-Germain midfielder Warren Zaire Emery and the new Tottenham Hotspur striker Mathys Tel. Carroll captained that side, actually. He was under-19 Euro runner-up, was Ghana, in the side that he captained against Spain last summer. I expect to see him in the under-21s and in the senior side in the next few years. Nilo's miscued his clearance. Ghana picks it up. Here's Dieko. Shooting opportunity. It struck Diakite on the hand. Nilo appealing for a free kick, even though Diakite did his side a favour. Well, that's nicely done. Squeeze through to Kosa. 3-on-3. Boska goes down. Appeals for a penalty. He's not going to get one. Offside, in fact, against the forward. Salon Bozkurt in his second season at the club. Offside. What's the free kick being given for? Simulation, presumably, by referee Chuan. Experienced referee too. Actually refereed a cup surprise early this season. And Caen went through against second division Lorient. Sorry, not Caen, Cannes, as in the film festival. Cannes, in the fourth tier of French football, through to the quarter-finals following their 5-3 win against the only other fifth division side in the competition, Dives Cabourg from the Normandy coast. Cannes, if you don't know, not only famous for the film festival, but also the first port of call in the careers of Zinedine Zidane and Patrick Vieira. A football pedigree as well as a film pedigree. Here's Diacon for Reims, who have a champagne pedigree, of course, and also a football pedigree for those long in the tooth may remember, not remember, but certainly know that Reims were twice runners-up in the European Cup, the forerunner of the Champions League, back in the 1950s, which is when they also won their two Coupe de France, the last in 1958, as Songi just shakes off Kosa. Now John Patrick, here's Songi again. What a goal did Noah Songi in the 3-1 win of amateur side Still Mutzig in the round of 64 that got Reims' Coupe de France challenge going. Bourgoin Jallieu have been playing since mid-September. This is their 9th tie already in the competition. Ito's trying to squeeze it through to Nakamura. Instead, Bourgoin Jallieu come away with it, and they look to release Bozkurt down that left-hand side. He's done some damage already. Marcel Bozkurt, the number 10. Forced that decent start from Oliero, even though he was offside. A warning for Reims. Here's Ambert. Dispossessed by Sakin. Barney to Kipre, now across to Songi, seeing a lot of the ball down this left-hand side is Noah Songi. As is Sakin on the far side, his right-back counterpart. Ito. Patrick gets it back from Nakamura. Patrick shapes the shoot again. Second time he's looked to fire in from distance. Only his third appearance since joining from Getafe this January for John Patrick. Freddie Morale might be drinking something a little bit stronger if his side go through here. They have already done a tremendous job and boosted the club's coffers more than 100,000 euros. Here's Nakamura looking to put them out. Straight at Ron and Jay. Comfortable for the Bourgoin goalkeeper. Might not have been though. A little bit too much space for Nakamura there. And there's going to be a free kick here for the visitors. There's Safwan Mbaye. And so just a little word with Mr. Tual. He's an international, is Safwan Mbaye. Plays for Comoros, archipelago of islands in the Indian Ocean. With the free kick as we approach the halfway point in the first half. Bourgoin, Jallieu 0, Reims 0. 5th division against Ligue 1 for a place in the Coupe de France quarterfinals, and it comes, and it's off two heads. Atangana was the first, I think. Bane or Kipre was the second. Flicked on dangerously by Atangana. Bane just trying to turn it goalwards, can only turn it behind. Reims beaten at the weekend by Nantes. That's what did for Luca Elsner. See who they bring in to replace him. They had made a very good start, actually, under Elsner, who they'd coaxed from Le Havre in the summer. They were 4th after beating Montpellier on match day 7. They're now 4 points off the relegation playoff spot. As Ball runs away from Atangana. And out for a goal kick to Bourgoin Jallieu. Big run of fixtures coming up as well. They're back in the region for the next Ligue 1 game at Lyon. And then they host Angers, who are currently in 12th. Reims currently 13th for the moment. Then they go to Rennes, who are currently 15th. Just they've got a new manager too in Habib Bey, as the home fans are not too keen on Atangana and his reaction to Moumoun's challenge. Always the same, isn't it? Just fell awkwardly, actually. Valentin Atangana. Moumoun's challenge, actually. It was Mujetsky. He was the closest Bourgoin player. That was Ayoub Ezaitouni getting a little bit of treatment. That's a lovely ball forward, and lovely touch as well from Kosa, who's just offside. No VAR. So we'll have to take the assistant referee's word for it. That was a fantastic first touch from Kosa, who really is a quality player. 28 next. Had perhaps a bit more time than he thought there, Jallieu Mendy. Would have been able to just put that down and clear it. Instead, it's a corner for Reims. Ito. So he can deliver a quality set piece. Ito's ball in, it's a dangerous one, and somehow goes past the far post. It was flicked on. Nobody there in a white shirt to turn it home. It was Atangana with the leap. And it's Jay actually with the reflex stop to turn it beyond the far post and out for another corner. Prodigious link though from Atangana. He's not the biggest, but he certainly gets up well. Wilson Mendy getting a little talking to from Mr. Tual for his treatment of Oumar Diakite. Ito with the outswinger this time. Again, it was aimed towards Atangana, but Bourgoin, Jallieu wise to the danger this time. Boskert there to head away. Nearly half an hour gone. Still 0-0 between Bourgoin and Jallieu of the 5th tier and the Reims of Ligue 1. That final place in the quarterfinals of the Coupe de France awaits the winner of this one. Remember, no extra time. We'll go straight to a penalty shootout. It's all square after 90 minutes. It's a little bit redundant now to say after 90 minutes it has to be said. Usually a lot of added time as that ball comes in again and Jay makes a clean catch. Showing no ill effects from taking an arm in the face early on. It's good to see. You don't want to see an early injury, particularly to a goalkeeper. Such an important cup tie. That's a great first-time ball through to Mendy, but he's offside. Going through a lot of work as the assistant referee on this near side. He's probably glad for it as well. It's a chilly evening in the Isère region of France, down towards the Alps. Beautiful part of the country. A very chilly one during the winter. There's Sakine, Kipre, and now Songui. Familiar pattern of play. Reims moving it out to their fullbacks. Good ball inside from Songui. I mentioned that they've got a tough run. Important run of fixtures of Reims in terms of their league position. With games against Angers and Rennes coming up, they also play Auxerre. Not too far away in 11th. It's all in the next 5 or 6 weeks. Have a big impact on their season, as could this evening's proceedings. Just run away from John Patrick. I think the service played its part, but smooth from Barney, who's come to French football from Portugal after spells in Russia and initially in Croatia for the Ivorian. His first stop in Europe. Here's Sakine. His first stop in Europe is Reims. Like his two compatriots in the Reims squad, that's a Almost a fantastic ball for Kosa, but anticipated by Oliero, and nicely done. Alvarez, number 2. Why is the whistle gone now? There's a player down on the far side. Mr. Terrell wants to see. I think it's Diakite. Indeed it is. Solidly built Ivorian forward. Africa Cup of Nations winner. 2024 actually got a late added time winner at the end of extra time in the quarterfinals against Mali. Diakite for his country in that remarkable campaign in which they really struggled in the group stage. They removed Jean-Louis Gasset as their coach after the group stage, and went on to win the tournament. Incredible achievement. Strange things do happen in football. That's why Bourgoin have a real chance here this evening. Here's Atim Gan. These last players will be determined not to be the 4 guys. By cross quickly to just nip that threat from Diakon in the bud. Diakon as well, stay on his feet. Nakamura trying to bend one. Good advantage played by Mr. Terrell, actually. Sakin with Mendy. That's another good bit of defending. 28 now, Joris Mendy. Previously on the books of Saint-Etienne and Lorient. So often the story of these lower league French sides, coupled with players who are at youth academies or professional clubs, that Mathis Ambert there picked up from the Le Havre reserves in the summer. Not quite good enough to make it in the professional ranks, or perhaps just a little bit unlucky, not really spotted at the right time. Still very, very good players. So 9 minutes to go until half-time here. Bourgoin Jallieu more than holding their own. The 5th-tier side goalless with top-flight side Reims. Oliero launches it. Mendy, nicely done. Ambert confident to bring it down. Little nutmeg too. Bonito, but then fouled by Patrick. Free kick to the home side. A little roulette. Made famous, of course, by Zinedine Zidane. Often imitated. Never bettered, though. Great man himself. Finest exponent of that art. Nakamura tidies that one up nicely. Sakin. Ito. Coming deep and more inside. Junior Ito to get involved. Sakin. Ito with space. Gets it back. Looking for Diakite and away by Mbaye, who has been impressive so far. So has this man, Wilson Mendy. Cutely done to get the throw in. What's Mr. Terrell seen now? A word with Hiroki Sakin. Sakin with Roman's fullbacks. Comments perhaps, or his reaction to the throw-in going against him. Mendy launches it long, up towards Bosca. Kosa seizes on it. Up against Kipre. Men in the middle. Mujecki is one. He does well though. And saves the corner. Here's Patrick. Every tackle being royally cheered by the home fans. Rightly so. Their side really holding their own against Reims. Can they get a goal that would just lift the roof off this stadium? And here goes Ito. Danger here. Great challenge from Mbaye. And he calls for more from the crowd. Made his professional debut in the Coupe de France for Monaco, actually. Did Safwan Mbaye in a 5-0 semi-final defeat to Paris Saint-Germain, though. Actually won the Gambardella Cup, which is France's very prestigious youth competition, in 2015-16, in the same Monaco side as Irvin Cardona. And here's a name for you, Kylian Mbappe. Just to come full circle, Jimmy Nilo signed a pro contract at Rennes as a youngster, at the same time as Jiris Kembo Ekoko, who Ligue 1 fans may remember playing more than 100 games for Rennes, and he's the adopted brother of that man Mbappe. There's Ethan Mbappe as well, Kylian's younger brother, making a name for himself at Lille this season. Joining them from Paris Saint-Germain. That's a foul in a very, very dangerous area. It's Diacon who was brought down by Azaitouni. Clumsy more than anything. But this is an opportunity. You've got players like Junior Ito and Keita Nakamura. This is a real opportunity. Central, perfect distance. They've practiced this hundreds of times in training. Nakamura, and with the tiny shin pads, is going to take the responsibility. Pretty much like half a penalty. The wall looks a little bit close, I have to say. Just to my eyes, not to Mr. Charles, clearly. Nakamura against Ronan J, and it's off the wall. Size of relief all round, apart from the small group of Reims fans. Possession quickly surrendered. Here's Patrick. Powerful midfielder pairing with Atangana, but the surface just getting the better of him once again. The Ireland under-21 international. And now Mendy's on the charge, and Sangui's chasing back. Real good ebb and flow to this cup tie. High energy. Not too many chances though. And no goals so far between Bourgoin, Jallieu and Reims. Nicely done by Diacon. Going to do more than that though to shake off Mbaye. And it's off Nilo, who's across to help his centre-back partner, and behind for a corner. Ito's last corner from this side. A very good save from Ronan J. Found the head of Atangana. Atangana making a move again. This time it's a deeper one. J punches clear. Diacon. Another corner. normative from Boskert, and Diacon felt that one. Ito again, another deep one, this time to the back post. And that'll be another corner, third in a row. Ito goes near post this time. The whistle sounds very, very early. That will be a free kick to the home side. Cottrell making it clear wide. The foul was by Sakine, who was trying to get it on the end of that Atangana flick. He's prodigious in the air so far, as the Reims captain. That save from Jay from the corner a little bit earlier. Bourgoin Jallieu coach Freddie Morel just considers his options. Side have looked relatively comfortable and at times threatening. Not there though, as Barney comes away with it. Nice little touch from Diakite to bring Ito into play. Up against Mendy. Again, the surface just sees the ball bobble away from the Japan international winger. 32 next month is Yunya Ito. Came to French football from Genk in Belgium, had a couple of seasons there after signing from Kashiwa Reysol, the same club from which Reims have signed Rocky Sakine. 2 minutes to be added on at the end of the first half. Stadium's just gone a little bit flat. Sangi side for Kipre. Cedric Kipre, who's played football in England, Scotland and Wales. Leicester City, Motherwell and Cardiff City, if you're wondering. Did play for other teams in England as well. Wigan Athletic, notably. West Bromwich Albion too. Played 174 games in the Championship, the second tier of English football. Never played in the Premier League though. He was there when West Brom were in the Premier League. Didn't feature for them. Now back in French football, the Paris-born defender. His ball for Atangana there. Cut out by Mendy though. Atangana trying to win it back. And fouls Boskert, who's interestingly now, Sal Boskert switching flanks. That was actually a decent challenge by Atangana, but then didn't get the bounce of the ball. And it was very much the sort of tackle that you usually see in this stadium from Atangana, but from Bourgoin's rugby team, not from the football team. Certainly fortunate to escape a yellow card there, the Reims captain. I think he knows it. As the half-time whistle sounds, Mr. Trout brings proceedings to an end. Reims just edging it in the first half. No goals though between Bourgoin Jallieu and Reims at half-time in this. It's not really been the squad. Reims get us underway in the second half then. The top flight visitors all in white. Fifth tier hosts Bourgoin Jallieu. The claret and blue was inspired by the English Premier League side Aston Villa. by Bourgoin, finds Wiecki. No, says Mr. Tuat. Truly saying he's elbowed on the way through. Mr. Tuat not having any of it. Gray will know all about Aston Villa after his time at Leicester City. Rivals. Not as big as Birmingham City, but still England known as the Midlands. Here's Dupre again. John Patrick. Seki. Gets it back from Diakite, who scrambles towards the box. Diakon was there. Bourgoin trying to just scramble it away under a little bit of pressure the home side in the opening minute of the second half. Here's Ito. Chance maybe to flick it across. It's cleared only as far as Atangana. Now Diakon can't get the shot away. Good defending by Mbaye. And once again, just holding Diakon, forcing him back. As we saw in the first half, Reims moving it around quite nicely. Jallieu defending well. Here's Ito. Paid by Nielo. Good challenge from John Patrick. I thought it was, but Mr. Terrell certainly didn't. Gets another card here then as midfielder. It's on Real Madrid's books. The youth academy was a solid challenge. I thought a fair one, to be fair. Catch the man afterwards. Certainly took the ball well before that. I hopes in Ireland that John Patrick can become a real star on the senior side. Fouled. Trying to Ollie White. He'll come around once again. Diakon on the far side. Beats his man. Gets a corner. Being dangerous from corners. It was Kurt actually. Just caught in that challenge with Bannock. Difficult one. Just coming across to see exact extent of the damage for Samuel Bourgoin. Now, he heard something from the bench. To have a word with Dave instead. The head coach. I can't hear what's being said. I'm surprised Mr. Morel must keep his own counsel. Mr. Terrell. Most welcoming. No card shown. Last corner. Ito's ball in away. Emphatically in the near post by Nielo to great cheers. Ito again. And clear once more. Comfortably enough, and Ito has to work hard to prevent the counter-attack. Now Reims go the other way. Diakon was looking for Atangana on the edge of the box, couldn't quite thread it through. And supplying pressure in the opening 5 minutes of the second half. Jallieu could do with a little bit of magic from that man, the number 9, Mehdi Bourgoin. Two-goal hero against Lyon. Seen too much of him this evening. Big Lyon fan actually says his first memory of football is seeing Lyon lift the Coupe de France in 2012 when Lisandro Lopez's goal was enough for them to see off second division Rouen, the Stade de France. France back as the home of the final again this year after last season that was played in Lyon due to the Paris Olympics and the preparations at the Stade de France for those games. Final on the 24th of May, mark the cards. There will be extra time in the final. There won't be any of the ties leading up to it though. This one here this evening. Against Mendy, who's defended very well with the help of Mbaye so far down that left-hand side or that right-hand side for Bourgoin Jallieu. He's Ghana. Escaped the attentions of Wilson Mendy, who's also been excellent. Kipre. Why the France centre-backs are. Ito, that's a poor ball. Really poor from such an experienced and quality player. Mendy appealing to the crowd for the free kick rather than miss the 2-up. Given the way that the shootout went against Lyon, you'd have to think that Bourgoin Jallieu would be quite happy for it to go to another penalty shootout, certainly with the fans behind them. The quality of Ronan J in goal. Waves near low and Mendy away. This one's going long. See this? Top level football either. Click clearance from the goalkeeper. It's the staple of football in the 80s and 90s. Which being phased out now. So the top end of the game. Sakin. Towards Ito. Contribute, Sakin gets it back. Ito once again. Hello. Stabs it behind. No nonsense. The 36-year-old. The outswing at Ghana. He's a significant threat. Makes the run towards the near post. Looking for Siabacha. He's a danger in the air as well. 6 feet tall. It's in the corner. Attempted cross. Signed by Moumen. Terrier of this Bourgoin Jallieu side. Yellow was there. Did well. Set. It's just out of play. It's into the second half and Reims on top, even if we're still goalless. Reims lost a couple of players, key players. January transfer window, as that one's played up to Siabacha, who came in the January transfer window. Didn't score for much of back in the Bundesliga this season. A little bit out of form. his career at his hometown club as Ito comes forward and flashes that one across goal. It was more a shot than a cross. Last time that Reims have cut through the home side of the game. They did. I was going to say that Reims lost a couple of big players, Emmanuel Agbadou and Marshall Munetsi, both going to the English Premier League side. Wolverhampton Wanderers for around 40 million euros. Bourgoin come forward, Atangana cutting that one out. There's a free kick there. Again, another awkward fall. Challenge with Ito. He himself didn't come out of the challenge unscathed. Shouldering that left ankle. Looks to be in some pain. Saki finally getting himself in the hook. So Mr. Joel point out a number of areas in which he's made a questionable challenge or two. That was one too many. So the first yellow card of the evening. Still final place, still very much in the balance. 3 Ligue 1 teams already through: Paris Saint-Germain, Angers and Brest. Here's for a penalty, never going to be given. 3 Ligue 1 teams through the last 8, 2 from League 2. As we call it here in France. 2 from the 4th division, Jallieu and Cannes, from absolutely opposite ends of the country. One from Brittany, one from the Mediterranean coast. Here's the beauty of the Coupe de France, pretty much. 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, between Kypre and Jallieu. That shot come across. It's the face of Ronald J's goal just a couple of minutes ago. And gets it out. Struggling to put moves together though on the home side. Trying to hold opponents at bay. Just about doing so. Ito brings it forward, nicely chested down. Siabacha trying to team up with Diakite. Very nearly worked as well. Diakite just a bit too high for Siabacha. Actually, that's called the Reims striker. He went to Germany. He was known as Jordan Pifot. Pifot being his mom's surname. And then when he was at Union Berlin, he just had Jordan on the back of his shirt. Now we're known as Jordan Siabacha. Back at Reims. See the first change for Bourgoin. Pierre Cosset, who's coming off, and Sami Benamar will step on to the pitch. Bourgoin at the Stade. Pierre Agent. Bourgoin 0. Reims 0. This final, last 16 time de France. Reims players a little bit concerned there. Jallieu. Not bad. Immediately went for his hamstring. It's the back of the knee. That'll be the ligament damage. Either way, yes, we're going to need the stretcher, says Mujecki. Very bad news. Very bad news indeed. The hamstring. The seam for Siobacha just stretched a little bit too far. Huge blow for Reims and for their new striker. Only been on the pitch just over 15 minutes. He's done himself a real mischief. Hamstring injury, if it's a serious tear, it'll be a very, very long time out. We've just seen Presnel Kimpembe, Paris Saint-Germain defender, come back after nearly 2 years on the sidelines following a hamstring injury and other problems related to it. Let's hope it's not anywhere near as serious for Jordan Siobacha, but it is pretty serious looking at the situation here. He's not even able to move his leg. That's not a good sign at all. Siobacha, his second Reims debut, lasting barely a quarter of an hour. Maybe quite some time before we see him again in a Reims shirt. It's such a shame. Scored 20 times in 69 Ligue 1 appearances for Reims between 2015 and 2018. Did Jordan Siobacha. Went to Rennes. Didn't really work out for him. Did well at Young Boys in Switzerland. Scored against Manchester United in the Champions League, helping win the title. He's not going to help Reims in the near future, and perhaps the mid to long-term future as well. Let's hope not, but serious injury for Jordan Siobacha. Reims, well, we'll have to reshuffle again. Out. Just encouraging some urgency. At the moment, Reims down to 10 men. One change for Reims, but it's not the one that we were expecting. Aurelio Buta coming on for Hiroki Sekin. Patrick Zabi will now come on for Jordan Siobacha, who himself has replaced Keito Nakamura. Some 5-minute delay there when it gets underway again. Frankfurt. Big movers in the January transfer window with Omar Marmouche moving to Manchester City and Jallieu leaving Ligue 1 and Marseille going to Frankfurt. As Bourgoin Jallieu come forward, here's maybe an opportunity. Didn't quite drop for them. Nearly ran for Mini Mujecki. Going to come and take this corner. Kurt in the middle will be a target. Mujecki bent in, scrambled away by Ito. Mendy will have to get across and does well. Coolly back to Jay. So remaining here. Will be a good 5 minutes actually, and then on for stoppages. For the stoppage, Siobach's injury. Here's Ambet. Nice, great first touch, and an opportunity for Joris. Mendy, it's behind for a corner. If it had been an attacking player rather than a fullback, Reims may well have been in real trouble. Super first touch from the substitute Sami Benamar. Mendy on the overlap, his first touch not the best. Allowed the covering challenge. Looks like it's another injury though for Reims. Fans getting behind their side. Going to need that extra boost of energy and adrenaline in the closing stages. John Patrick holds off two, does well. Attingan. Bourgoin Jallieu, French 5th division, doing what Paris Saint-Germain did against Reims, draw. It was only a couple of weeks ago as well. What they're all hoping for is the surprise of the round. Again, robbed by Patrick. Here's Patrick Zabi, who made his Reims debut, the young Ivorian, in defeat against Nantes at the weekend. Played just 5 minutes, so he's got a bit longer here to impress, as Neela does brilliantly. So cool from the Bourgoin Jallieu captain. There's an element of Teji Savanier about him, at least in terms of physical resemblance. As he went down, but a free kick. That moves nicely from Mujecki. The ball threaded through to Benama. Keeper is there. His clearance though picked up now by Mamoun. The ball from the defensive midfielder. Ito. Still full of running on the home side. Changes coming up. Kite heads off. Decisive penalty against Monaco. He's replaced by number 18 Sergio Akieme. Ghana. Now Zabi, the first touch from him, picked up by Ezantuni, but intercepted. Cool done. And here's Patrick. Ghana fighting to run forward. Kieme. Zabi making a nuisance of himself. Brave defending from Mbaye. And he and Patrick both down injured in the penalty area. A real last-ditch lunge from the Bourgoin. Jallieu, number 4. Nice touch from Zabi. Anticipation from Mbaye, and brave as well in the challenge. Stadium announcer encouraging the home fans to find their voices. Their side, the backing they need. We're approaching the final 15 minutes of the 90. I suspect there'll be a good 6 or 7 minutes added on, notably for that looks like to be a really bad injury for Jordan Siabatche. Knocks it forward. Quite the introduction to French football. It's Mori Barney. His Reims debut. It's run nicely. There's Aitouni, he's fouled by Akieme. Yellow card for the substitute. Just come on. A free kick and an opportunity. Bourgoin Jallieu. Interestingly, Akieme, like John Patrick, born in Madrid, and was on Getafe's books earlier in his career. At the same time, Free kick. And he worked wonders here. And we'll see the cross. Ambert was there. Keeps it in. Here's Nielo. Needs help. He does well. But does he need help? Gets a corner. Brilliantly done. Neat footwork from the veteran captain. What's this little shuffle here? Beautiful. Jetsky now with the corner. Bend it in. He goes to the near post. It's going to drop here for Mbaye. Oh, to be fair, he's a centre back. Difficult skill for anyone. Certainly when you're a 5th division player, albeit a international. As I mentioned earlier, plays for Comoros. It's nicely done. By Nielo, Ita, Zabi, Reims nicely finds space for the shot. On target. The same wavelength. Ita. Diakite is actually a Diakon who is taken off earlier. Diakite is still there. Huge boost in confidence for us to go through. We need better balls than that from Aurelio Buta to be able to do that. Final rounds change. John Patrick sprints off. Perhaps Sissoko is on. Game performance from John Patrick in the midfield. Trouble Jallieu, who's had very little to do in the second half. The concern for the Bourgoin coach, Freddie Morel. At this stage, we'll be happy to take it to a penalty shootout on the onside. But no extra time, but we could have at least another 15, almost 20 minutes, I think, to play here. Is fouled. Final 10 minutes of the 90. Still 0-0 between 5th division Bourgoin Jallieu and Reims of Liga. Here come the top flight visitors. They have looked like a side struggling badly for confidence, fluidity. Will sack the coach on Monday. Here's Buta. Ita. A flash of magic from him, perhaps. Squeezes away from one challenge, but not the second. No, gives it away. He's at Ghana. Keep right. Ghana again. Works his way into the box. That wasn't far away. Jay was watching that one and hoping. His prayers were answered. You can see he celebrates. Couldn't do anything about that. Great run from Atagana. Somehow managed to scoop the shot away. That left foot. And it seems to me there of Valentine Atagana. Looking around the France players, I can't see who is actually wearing it. Again with the throw. And a second opportunity. Gun turns away beautifully from trouble. He really does look a very good player indeed. He tackles ball in, flicked away by Mbaye. Good awareness because he had Diakite lurking right behind him. Could have let it go, Mbaye. That may well have been fatal for Bourgoin's chances. But you do feel if Reims score, it's going to be very difficult for the home side. Get back on level terms, especially with the time running out here. Neil was beaten, and again it whistles just past the post. It's the young striker, perhaps Sissoko. Lovely fluid turn. Shot on sight. Not far away. Living a little bit by their wits at Bourgoin Jallieu in these closing stages. Of tension now. Stade Pierre Agent. Reims pressing, dominating. Time ticking down. Ita. Uta. Zabi dispossessed. And almost twice his age. Jimmy Neal up. Slow from Ruzhetsky. One back from a really competent Bosker. His second season at the club. Here he is again. What about the shot there? Mendy. There's Tooney. Does well. Gets to the byline. Poor ball across. Not the best clearance though either. And by it, Mendy. Bourgoin slightly playing in slow motion. Oliero watchful at the near post.
They look a little bit tired to the home side. I mentioned that they do train every day like a professional team. But they aren't a professional team. Really starting to show just a little bit. That was a good challenge by Ambert, and also Ruzhetsky on top. Zabi. That's Ghana. Buta leaves it for Ito, goes for the return. And the play. We're getting closer, in fact it was offside. With Buta, we're getting closer and closer to the potential penalty shootout. Challenge then on for Ezaituni. Very popular around here. Alwan Norde is coming on too. Matthias Ambert. Who did score in the penalty shootout against Lyon in the last round. Well, perhaps with one eye on that already. Only 2 minutes of the 90 left, but I really wouldn't be surprised to see 8, 9, maybe even double-digit minutes left in terms of added time. Remember, we had that to be a major injury to Jordan Siabacha. Around the hour mark. At least 5 minutes for play to restart after that. And yet, though, not get to the penalty shootout, we may have a winner. At the moment, it's Reims who are looking the more likely. There's Buta. Trying to find space. Throw to Reims. Maybe it's a Jallieu throw. Stade. And Wilson Mendy. Sit forward. Again, really just posing all sorts of questions. Ones are finding difficult to answer. Here's Patrick Zabi. Pretty well since he came off the bench, the youngster, 15 minutes ago or so. Let's have it back. But a flick from Atangana doesn't come off. 6 minutes to be added on. Wow. It's a surprise, at least to me. All the substitutions we've had and Jordan Siabacha's injury. That should have been more. I don't think the Bourgoin Jallieu fans or players will complain though. They'll be quite happy to take theirs to the shootout. They can do to Reims what they did to Lyon. Here's Norde, full of runnings, and just come off the bench. And Amar back to Mamoun. Fantastic tag the ball. Ruzhetsky's ball in, flipped away by Bennett. Norde now. Good spell of pressure from the home side. Can't drill it in with any sort of pace, Norde. Ito. Spins away from the challenge, and now Reims look dangerous on the counter-attack. Ito still. Dispossessed. Rather tamely, actually, by it, and here's Norde. Benamar. Got a little ball forward again for Norde. Steps inside, one challenge. Does he foul? Home fans say yes. Mr. Twal says that's a corner. Benamar has had some really high quality technical touches. Good ball played inside, the outside of his boot as Atangana was caught in that challenge with Norde. He's struggling. The 19-year-old has had a very, very good game indeed. Close on the header in the first half. Ito was looking for options. Find Eddie. Baye, who's got to be pushing for the man of the match on this Japan International on these tracks. Nicely done. Overhit. Kurt will make something of it, perhaps. Kick. What makes of it. With Diakite. Again, reminiscent of the rugby that you usually see in the stadium. 3 minutes remaining. Added time. Jallieu 0, Reims 0. We are heading towards a penalty shootout, unless one of these sides can find the breakthrough. The last couple of minutes. Ito. They trying to get back on terms with it. Mendy's there. Easy enough for Jake. Header just looped. Goalwards from Zabi. In no hurry to take that goal kick. Thanks for touch. And here we go. Sofian Atik, the man who scored the decisive penalty against Lyon, is coming onto the pitch in place of Bilal Moumoun. Who works at a local primary school. He's given a hero's welcome when he returned to the school by the young children he works with after that Lyon game. Well, they've got perhaps another chance to do that tomorrow morning. See how this one plays out. We're still a minute away from the shootout as the ball comes into the box, and a few nerves around as Jimmy Nielo just smashes that one away behind for a corner. In fact, I think it's out for a throw-in, which is somewhat better for the hosts and quite as inviting for the visitors and the ball kids playing their part in not giving the ball back to Reims very quickly. Much community effort, this one. Buta looks to launch it long into the box. Away by very solid Mendy. Boskert slightly careless. Reims have it back, and that'll be a free kick. in a dangerous position. Ghana felt that challenge too, where past the allotted added time. This could well be the last action of the game, at least until we get to the penalty shootout. Unless, of course, our score. Akiemi is there, Ito is there. Akiemi with the left foot, Ito with the right. Suspect it'll be Ito trying to aim it, bend it round towards that group of white shirts to be attacking the goal. It is indeed Ito. Jay is there as well. Double-fisted away to huge applause. And there goes the full-time whistle. And we're going to penalties again. And that's why the focus is on that man. Celal Boskert, as he did against Lyon, steps up to take the first penalty. The Bourgoin Jallieu up against Alexandre Oliero. And it's, well, I thought it was saved. He finds the net. He got a strong hand to it, did Oliero, but couldn't keep it out. Very nearly did though. Boskert scores. Diakite will take the first Reims penalty. He took the decisive fourth against Monaco. Jay just walks backwards onto his right. Can he hold his nerve? It's saved, and history repeats itself. Roland Jay saves the opening penalty. He did so from Alexandre Lacazette in the last round. He does so from Oumar Diakite in the last 16. Wilson Mendy took the third penalty against Lyon. He's taking the second one today. Takes it slowly, and it's saved. And Oliero, pointing towards the bench, suggests to me that he knew that Mendy would go that way. So Bourgoin Jallieu still lead. Wasn't a great penalty, close to the goalkeeper, really good height for him too. Aurelio Buta came on as a substitute. He has an opportunity to level the shootout for Ligue 1 side Reims. Buta scores. Really good penalty. Went the right way though, did Jay? Here's Owen Norde. He took the second penalty against Lyon. It's the third one today, so him and Mendy switched. They both scored though against Lyon. Mendy has missed. A little bit of pressure now on Norde. Can he put Bourgoin Jallieu back in the driving seat, or will Oliero be the hero? He will. Another poor penalty from Bourgoin Jallieu. Mendy is not the only one to have missed. That's another poor penalty from the host. So still 1-1. Valentin Ghana is having to go a long way to get the ball. He's there. Apologies. Sanki scores, nonchalant, cool as you like. And that's Reims in front. Three penalties each. Reims leads 2-1. Can do now. He just needs to hope that his team take better penalties. Here's Sami Benama. I like the look of him when he came off the bench. Showed some really good technical touches. Can he find the net from 12 yards? He can't. And again, Jallieu makes the save. Three in a row he saved. And Reims now can win it. It is going to be Jallieu Ito. If he scores, it's all over. Can he keep his side in it? Can Ito send Reims through? He can't. And the tie's still alive. Poor penalty from Jallieu Ito. So this, at least to take it down to the final Reims penalty. Jallieu has saved 3 in a row. Sofian Atik, he wants to be a maths teacher. He knows all about the numbers. Can he make it 2-2? He can. And he keeps the tie alive, at least for one more spot kick. But Reims can still win it. Nerveless. Jallieu to take the responsibility. He could send France through to the Coupe de France quarter-finals. And he does! Scores comfortably and Reims can celebrate. And the brave, fantastic run of Bourgoin Jallieu is over.